What's good, y'all? We are back with another week of battles on the channel. Welcome to Crank Central. Today, we are going to be going over the Merc City Classic between the Texas Southern University Ocean of Soul and the Southern University Human Jukebox. Now, this is a big rivalry game. This is a big petty matchup with a lot of history involved between both schools, as well as the fact that these are two of the biggest and best programs that we have in the SWAC, if not the culture overall. And let's see who comes out on top in this year's fifth quarter. Just for a little bit of insight, I was lucky enough, shout out to those who, well, that person who helped make it happen, but I was at the 50 for this, just about the whole battle, so, but we're going to be judging this off of this footage, courtesy of Human Jukebox Media. Good tongue into this. And good job pushing through that melody upper brass. That's hard to keep in tempo. Good shit. Spoke too soon. Oh my god. That's a first. I'm seeing Southern's drum major keep tempo. What the hell? That is new. And probably needed for this piece. I did not see that last night. Attack together, trombones. Keep that pitch trumpets if y'all can go up there with good lead and melody. Good connecting tubes. Too much vibrato trombones. Come on, trumpets. Be confident, play confident. Good melody connection to this. Don't lose it, you foes. Y'all had some good articulation to start. And clean up that run, trumpets. Good pickup, you foes. Good scream note, but some cracks definitely some cracks. Overall, that was a really challenging piece, especially in terms of just like timing, attacks and releases, melodic patterns, making sure that that's being brought to the forefront. A lot of parts being built on top of each other and fading in and out with dynamic level. Tempo was also a big thing in this song. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying like very important things to nail. And considering that, they did a pretty alright job, but there was still like quite a bit of sloppiness consistently with the upper brass. In the later half with UFOs, especially with that tempo error, that attack issue, I wasn't a fan of a lot of just like releases, especially transitioning into basically new parts of the song. If I have heard the song, it's not familiar to me like off the rip. I heard it last night, heard it now, still don't really know what it is because of the level of difficulty, but also the corresponding like mistakes. Two was rocked it. Two was rocked to the whole fucking thing. Mellows faded in and out of how much I could hear them and how probably important they were to the overall piece. I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2. It was just too many mistakes for me to really like try and, you know, give it more, even considering the level of difficulty, which it is a pretty hard piece. 2 though. All right, TSU, what is the first song from Dr. Pollard? I will say one thing to keep in mind for both these bands. Southern is facing like forward for them. So is TSU. Actually, a few of Southern's baritones turn. And I think TSU turns in a later round. Good accent. Is that unison between UFOs and trumpets? I can't hear the trumpets. And UFOs are getting too low. I'm trying to carry that melody. Good trombones, good backbone. And that bass line is too busy to be heard at all. All right, upper brass. What was that trombone pickup? That bass line is too busy. And the melody's getting lost in all of this too. Both bands opted definitely to match each other in the articulation department and the, you know, testing dexterity, a bunch of runs, a bunch of musicality and whatnot, blanket musicality. For TSU, the problem with TSU playing a piece like that is that, especially facing forward, a lot of the melody is going to get lost because your trumpet section isn't that strong, so they're not going to be heard. The busier the bass line, the less the tubas are going to be heard. Trombones did their thing, especially going towards the middle of the song, and UFOs, because of how busy and how run heavy their part was, got a little bit also just like meshed in. That band isn't big enough to be playing something that busy and still overcome, like, this is a horrible stadium. If you play straight and if you're playing something that you know, you can't like really play out or push through the phrase, you're not gonna be heard. And if you can't be heard, then I can't really say you did good. I can really just say that I can't hear a part that I'm supposed to hear. And so because of that, no cap, I guess like a 1, gang. It's definitely hard and it's definitely like testing to a lot of musicians in the band, but like you gotta play. And even if you are playing, which I'm sure like, you know, everyone's playing, I gotta hear you. I don't know. And if I can't hear the melody, then like, what's the song? All right. Blasting opening. Good upper brass run. UFO articulation is falling off right now. Y'all are just like blowing. Trombones are in there. Tubas are in there. I like that bass line. And trumpets are fighting everybody. They're fighting the air. They're fighting the mellows. They're fighting the director. Good build up, building on that trombone chord. Good fall. Bad release, UFOs. Nah, Mellows, that was weak. And this is getting jumbled too. For the last like 8 measures, what the hell were the trumpets playing? And if it was the melody, why? You can't tell me that you sit and practice every day. You sit in front of the band every day and like come to the conclusion that like that's the best way for them to carry the melody. You're not telling tubas to really come down on their part. Like they banging that bass line, that middle bass line, what it transitioned into, that little groove that they had, that shit was perfect. That shit was amazing, and they were riding it. Trombones were setting a solid foundation. UFOs had switched from the melody to like a counter melody with some accented parts like halfway through, and you just have like trumpets just like trying to play in register, and they can't be heard. Mellows are kind of squeaking out that but like even that because I don't think you folks were playing their counter melody at that, so you should really be sitting on top of the band. Just a lot of mistakes, and that was simpler than round 1, 2 in my opinion. I like the groove, but the melody's just the melody was just like so lacking on that. I'll also give that a 2. I like the song selection. A good portion of the song like isn't with trumpet melody. It was really just that back half for real. Dang, it's just a lot of things that need to be cleaned up from them. And TSU, I just want to hear what y'all are playing consistently. Mr. Hunter. Trombone's playing super low. Alright, solid pickup. Trumpets. Okay, trumpets, I hear you. Ah, what's the main voice there? I hear the overtone, but nothing else. Trumpets. Okay, trombones? Upper brass, good. Good pass off in between. It's the same problem as I said before. As long as they're facing forward, them trumpets are not going to be heard on main melodies, man. Not consistently. And so if you're going to have that, like, even UFOs, I don't know, that everyone's suffering right now. I'm not going to lie. Except trombones, to be honest with you. Good phrase, upper brass. The second half of that song very much like saved it. I very much like agree and like love the doubling up of mellows and trumpets in the back half of that to carry melodies through. I really appreciate the accents given to different sections and the handoffs and basically coming out of the drum break like that, or tuba break, excuse me. Everyone really got into a cool groove with that trombone and mellow break. I really like that. Articulation was on point. That second half definitely brought it up from the first half, where like it looked like the problems were gonna just eat at the selection alive again. That also gets a 2. That's a tie for that round. All right, let us see what Southern has. Some good starting song selections to open this battle. Both these bands are matching each other's energy, really. I heard that pickup. It was a clean pickup. Good build. Dr. Taylor. I like that trumpet overtone lead in. I feel like if it would have kissed off a little bit better leading into this mezzo forte melody. UFOs did good on that. I feel like it would have been a little bit better, but that's just personal preference. To me, these notes are shaking, mellows specifically. Trumpet stickouts. Blend. Blend. Don't just hold the tone. There we go. All right, woodwinds. Piccolo specifically. Tubas. Good chord. Y'all distracted me from the fact that upper brass sounds like shit right now. And UFOs are sticking out. Good unison harmony. It's all like meshing together, not blending together. It's losing energy. It lost energy. Ooh, that release straggler trumpet. Clean. That song is very interesting to me. I really liked the tuba support on that entire song. The bass line was amazing. It blended perfectly. There was good connection when there needed to be. There was good power when there needed to be, setting a good foundation for like any harmony that was being built on it or any chord change that was being placed upon it. Even the chords that they were playing themselves had like very solid support. The articulation and the styling of main melody between UFOs, mellows, and trumpets was absolutely horrible. What's with the lack of styling in this band? I just don't understand it, because that affects everything from attacks to tempo to just like staying together, playing together as a section. UFOs are specifically like at fault for that da, 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 like that. So many people just like playing at their own speed, playing their own way instead of blending together as a section. And that's really bad, because you're playing the harmony or the root on a unison part throughout the band. So if you're sticking out, or if you're a little hair above or a little hair behind, it's gonna be heard. And I hate that. I really hate that. Let alone the mellows when they had their part. It actually sounded good when it was them and trombones, but like whenever they were double with trumpets, I could tell. Like I can very much tell. And it's bad because I can't even hear the trumpets as a sole entity. So when I can still hear the mellows playing differently than each other, and that's why I can hear trumpets, that's the problem. That's a very big problem. And it rears its head throughout the entire piece. And like, even though like I really like tubas on this, I liked the woodwinds, I liked the piccolos coming out a little bit more when they needed to. Like for that song, for that selection, a lot of that articulation, a lot of that matching is necessary. So necessary, in fact, that tubas can't save y'all. 1.5. Oh, this was, yeah. They did call this off quick as hell. Trumpets don't fall off. Somebody fell off on that. A good attempt at a paradigm shift. Y'all see how mellows are facing? Middle mellows are facing now. And you can tell the difference. Good trombones. Good pass off without a drop off either. I need trumpets to face me. I need trumpets to face the other band, the camera, whatever. I need that. I can hear mellows now. I can really hear mellows now. I can hear what they're pushing now. Good pedal. Good pedal. Shit. Hey. This shit fat. I'm not gonna lie. Trombones are really supporting, like, and pushing through everything tonight. you end this. Okay. Don't give out, you fellas. Face the camera. Face the camera. Face the band. Face Southern. Yeah, y'all got this one. This is what I talk about in terms of like the yin yang in battles. There's like a lot of options that like bands go for in battles. Either you can match the energy, match the style, or match the genre of the piece played before you. You can try to one up somebody and like just do crazy, or you can change the angle. Good trumpets. Yeah. What I was talking about before I was rudely interrupted by the band bringing it back. When it comes to a lot of battles, specifically my history with battles, a lot of bands will try and like go left when you go right to try and change the parameters of the round or of the battle or the vibe of the battle so they can be on terms and like take the reins back. A lot of times it's unsuccessful because either A, what you just played just wasn't that good. You just want an excuse to play a rap song or a ballad or a gospel tune. But when it's pulled off successfully, not only do you regain momentum of the battle, but you have now set a new standard for like what the band has to play after that. Or else it's going to look like they're sticking to their guns, and then it's solely just dependent on, all right, who's playing what better. But now we just broke the monotony of like ballads. We had 3 ballads. We were about to get 3 ballads in a row from both bands, and Southern played a gospel tune that sounded, pretty all right, but not like a good enough like stance to really stand on. But Texas Southern playing something in a completely different genre with a completely different vibe completely changes the paradigm of the battle. 2.5. All right, Southern, how do you respond? Dr. Taylor, okay. Catch tempo. Okay, they caught it faster than usual. Are y'all hearing stick out, or is that just, I don't know. They trying to fix tempo. Yo, 2 of 5 on the left is just like refusing to step. Or is he off? He might be off foot. Yeah, he just got back on foot. Good run. UFOs. Yo, decide how you're gonna play the note. Oh my god. I like the accent. Just play it like an accent, actually. Man, these problems are persisting with them the whole battle. Southern's main 2 problems, I guess you could say, is like decision of articulation, specifically with styling of how you're going to play, like either through a melody phrase or like specifically like accented either counter melody or like providing extra support for the end of a phrase, etc. And the worst section with that is UFOs, and it's getting really bad to me. Maybe it's because I'm focusing on it more, or maybe it's because it's becoming more prominent throughout like their selections, but like this one especially, with like how you have to hold the notes out, or like the ba 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 da 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 da, or whatever accent part you're gonna have, like as a lead-in, or just as a busy part to, you know, connect over the trombones, having a rest for a breath or whatever the fuck. I didn't really hear much upper brass at all throughout all of that, especially in the part after the unison da 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 da, where they're after that, where they're handing off like a kind of descending melody throughout the band. Like UFOs had it was a downwards run, trumpets had it, and that was the only time I heard trumpets, and they didn't sound that confident. It's the little mistakes that are like building up and piling up to where like, okay, you're trying to play these pieces that require a lot of dexterity. You're trying to play these pieces that require a lot of specific styling and articulation for it to be consistent, and you're not applying that. You're not applying it, and you're not matching the person next to you. And so because of that, like, it doesn't sound that good. That gets a 1.5 again. I don't know, and it's getting worse to me throughout the battle. To be fair, this game went into unexpected overtime. Both these bands are tired. Ring my bell. Upper brass. Tubas is banging that. Melo's gotta sing that part. Crease. Everybody gotta face this way, man. Fuck. Alright. I'm gonna give my opinions on this. This is a very interesting song to be playing right now. Good phrasing. Don't lose energy. Push through this. Push through this. Nah, that lead-in was weak. That wasn't. Thin UFOs. That part was a little bit different. To play Ring My Bell in the 5th quarter is very interesting to me, because when I first heard this last night on the 50 in front of the band, I was hype as fuck because they smashed it. In person, it, like, you know, I could hear the full, because they're facing forward, you can hear the full brunt of that upper brass. There were some screams in there, mellows were creasing, UFOs were doing their thing as well, even though they still, like, the mellows sound a little bit weak on the lead in, the UFOs lost a bit of steam in that, like, literally final pickup. It sounded crazy. Mind you, I marched at TSU. We didn't play this. They didn't play it the first year that the new staff got there. I don't think they played it in 19. I think the last time that they probably played it was when they cranked the fuck out of Alcourt at Mardi Gras in 2018. And then I thought about it, and like, but in my head I was like, oh, okay, it's been a long time since we've heard this. It was 2018. That's like if Southern went back and played like some of the last things that Simmons wrote at Southern. And they have done that, not in fifths, I believe. And I've taxed the fuck out of Southern. Like, damn, why are you playing this old shit? So I don't know why Ring My Bell feels older. I guess it's because TSU was also playing it like in 06, right? In 2011, 2012, etc. It feels older to me, and it feels like more of a throwback, but it's not. And because it's not, I'm applying the same rules. Max is a 1.5. I mean, Max is really a 2, but like that gets a 1.5. Let alone, like, even if you're gonna do that, play a rearrangement, no cap, if it's a classic like that, I don't even know if that's like 5th quarter worthy, you know. Like like rearrangements have been played over the past 2 to 3 years, rarely in the fifth, if at all. So sick. Okay. Oh, you fools. Okay, trombones. Oh, okay. Ah. Trumpet's tongue. Tubas are eating this, by the way. Yeah, it's getting a little bit muddy all around now. How is the melody disappearing? I have to pause. They're doing entirely too much and not enough at the same time. Why is this the vibe for So Sick? Why is that the tuba break for So Sick? Why is the melody disappearing and like going underneath supporting parts in So Sick? Horrible phrasing. Mellows. Ew, that run. That was fucking garbage. Once again, for context, I was on the 50. I heard this. I listened to this. I was singing along with it on the field. I don't know if there's footage out there of someone like not on the 50 recording like people on the 50 or like with people on the 50 in the shot. If there is any of that, you can see me like actively dancing to some of these arrangements or like also, you know, like air conducting, fake conducting and whatnot because like I'm feeling the song. I'm feeling the part. I love this band shit. And like this was one of them. Listening to this though, this shit sounds so awful. The melody disappeared. The bass line was doing entirely too much. It was entirely too busy. Just the overall vibe. This is not like the song to add this like I don't know what swing this is. I completely just like disagree with like applying that swing to this song. I don't know. I think there's an essence to each song that you decide to write, and when you deviate too much from that, like of course there's a level of experimentation, there's a level of, you know, musical imprint that you apply to these, but like some songs just have an essence to them that creates the song, that makes the song. And to try and like do that to this, I don't think it turned out for the better, let alone the fact that the execution just wasn't there. Like it just, y'all just didn't play it well, like at all. That gets a 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. Simmons still on the podium. An original song is coming. That's what he does best. Building ambiance. Layering. All right, Mellows. Tuba's in the pocket. I like that groove. Mellows. Good articulation, you folks. Da 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 da. Good accent. I want to hear more preciseness, more precision from the trombones. I heard that trumpets that stick out. Good job holding out. Good. Ah! Upper brass. Ah! Angle is catching y'all. Damn, that could have been, ooh, that could have been fucking something. Once again, as someone who heard this on the field, UFOs definitely sounded like they lost steam throughout playing that phrase. Like, they definitely lost steam throughout, but from this angle, they never had it. It sounds like it does not sit on top of the band at all ever in that phrase. Mellows, I really like some of the pregios that they're playing throughout the music, some of the counter builds and whatnot, but the thing that it's accenting, or the thing that it's leading way to, at least on this recording, ends up being the bass line more than like even the trombone part or the main melody that's either being glistened by baritones or trumpets at the time. There's still a lot of good and great things in this song. I think honestly, like, Angle just takes away a lot of it. Y'all are just not facing the camera, and you need to, in order for these parts to really be heard, because the styling that I can hear the styling, I can't hear the volume, I can't hear the power. And when I can't hear the power, specifically on melody, when it needs to like sit on top of the band, that's when it starts to affect the actual like listening of the piece and quality of execution. 1.5. Shout out to the bass line though. Shout out to the main groove on that, and trombones. Y'all held it down and whatnot. Damn, y'all were sitting? I didn't know they were sitting. I didn't know they were sitting. I believe this is their last song though, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, they have one more after this. Okay. Good tonguing. Stick out though. Good flutter. Runs weren't bad. Runs weren't bad. Good mellows. UFOs are tired. I didn't even have to hear the top note for that, but they're tired. Upper brass is coming out though. Ooh! Don't, I have to pause because listen, bro, y'all can't tell me that like a Memphis mass band type like scream lead in hangover into this trombone break wouldn't be fucking amazing. Trombones match styling. In the lower register too. Lower middle, I believe. I didn't like that first run. That first run that trumpets did leading into that band break, I didn't like that. They sound like Southern on this. They sound like modern Southern on this. Come on, trumpets. Good overtone. Nah. If you're gonna finish out the phrase, finish it. Whoever is playing that second note. That's not bad. That's not bad. I guess a 2. Dr. Pollard. Okay, you folks? Trombones, where did you go? Trombones. Oh, no. No. This bass line, this percussion part is so empty that, like, trombones have to give that weight. Because Mellows just got exposed on that da-da-da-da-da. Like, whatever that phrase run was. Oh, God, y'all just got exposed on that. Because there's no back line. There's no back line on this. It is so empty. Trombones are done for the night. And Mellows might still have it, but again, not everyone is facing the camera. I don't... Why do you go back to that note to end the phrase? This is such a nothing burger of a song. It's between a 1 and a 1.5 right now. It depends on how they end. All right, Mellows. Good pickup. It was executed well. It just doesn't like feel like anything. 1.5 though. The back half, the last 8 to 12 or 16 were executed good. Okay. Okay. Y'all better smack the fuck out of this. Okay. Good trumpets. You folks are tired. You folks are so tired. Mellows just got kind of covered. I don't. The energy of that chant and then the energy of the band, like right now, is not matching the energy of how they like. Sound. They're loud for sure, but you could tell. You could tell it's round 7. Strong trombones, though. Good chord. Good building on that trumpet run. that mellow lead-in of da 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 is completely missing. Is severely missing from that entire back half. Other than that, that was strong. Definitely tired. Definitely thin in some sections. I gotta get at like a 1.5, 2, 1.5, 2, 1.5, 2. Objectively 1.5. I don't think it's on the level of the 2s that they played this battle. Ah, Blame It. They did play Blame It to leave. Trumpets. Trumpets missed that completely. Trumpets, all of you missed that. Mellows. Someone was so flat, Trumpets. It's round 7. It's cool. Just don't go for it. But if you go for it, I gotta tax you. Good bass line. They're tired. You can hear that. They're dull. The power is dull. Yeah, Mellows would have creased that if they had the energy. But when the UFOs came in, you heard hard articulation. Even though the power is gone from these tubas right now, you still hear the articulation. That's what Southern was missing for like most of this battle. I don't even know who I have like winning yet. I don't think it's decided, to be honest. Okay, good fall. Oh, his camera died. Damn. I know Southern was leaving anyway, so. Trumpets, no. Just keep the articulation there. Hold out. Okay.
T-Mobile savings.
What? That's crazy. That's really shiesty from Southern. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I know y'all have to go, but like, it still took y'all a while to leave. No cap. This is my first time like watching a videographer's version of this. Like, the only thing that I listened to the full battle before was me on the field. It was actually there in the field. We're gonna switch over to TSU and actually re-listen to the whole song just to be fair. It would feel very disjointed to listen to Southern's version of the first half of the song and then listen to Ocean of Soul's Media second half of the song. If you just care about the scores, you can go ahead and skip to that. I mean, this is a song that they've played before, but if you care about how they executed this specific time, which is key to these grades, stick around for this. That was really, really shady from Jukebox Media, because like both bands left at the same time. This audio's low-key cleaner. You hear less of trumpets though, because we know that they mess up there. We know that they fall off there. It sounds farther. It sounds farther, but it's cleaner. Like we already decided, articulation is key for them to get what they can out of this, because the power is not gone. I mean, the power is now gone. Good articulation, tubas. This is probably their best arrangement of the year. So there's a high ceiling for this. Of course, they're not going to hit that ceiling. Good mellows. Good support. That part could have been stronger. Trumpets. Come on, man. Don't stick out, UFOs. Somebody did break that. Okay. All right. 1.5 or 2. This back part decides it. Trumpets fun. Attacks are still there. And UFOs are tired on that back part. Overall, 1.5. And the moment we have all been waiting for. It's a tie, nigga. 11.5 to 11.5. Look, this game, this was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of problems on both sides. For Texas Southern, the power left earlier than usual. It was a long night, like I said, unexpected overtime. Long night, not the biggest band, so that support of like being able to skate through the game or being able to skate on certain parts and then rely on the seconds and thirds. You have less seconds and thirds and your firsts are more limited, so they're even just gonna shine less and less, because even if you have the same ratio, you're still dealing with humans and humans can only push so much. So when you have a 15-piece tuba section, maybe 30 trumpet section, and you have like 6-7 real screamers in there, those 6-7 versus Southern's like 12-15, it's just less manpower. And I mean, unless you have super nigga over there, you're just not gonna beat 15. You're not gonna be heard over 15, let alone the rest of your section, which is actually what matters. And so because of that, because of the posture of facing forward while the cameras and the mics are in between both bands where they're at an angle, it didn't produce for the best sound for them, and they ran out of gas. So yeah, that just doesn't fare well. Southern is lacking like a lot of what I would consider to be basic mechanics to play the songs that they're playing. Not basic mechanics of or fundamentals of musicality or of learning the horn or of even playing the way that I want them to, but like to play the melodies that they are playing, to play the ballad that they are playing, to compensate for the lack of for the loss of power over the course of a long game and a long battle. Like, you still have to have that dexterity, you still have to have that tongue training, you still have to have that matched articulation, and it just isn't there at a baseline level throughout the entire band. And it impacted y'all even when y'all were at y'all loudest, when y'all were at y'all strongest, when the arrangements were at their best, and when they were at their worst. It was just consistent, and it prohibited y'all from like playing what I would consider a truly great piece. Y'all had some amazing arrangements. That's what execution means to me. Like, it's the T-ball is on there, the arrangements are nice, you have the instrumentation. It's just fundamentals. It's just like parts of like playing your horn or of playing your instrument that you just lack that deter the overall product. And Southern had those problems in spades throughout the entire thing. That's my takeaway from both these bands. You can feel the way that you want to feel about, you know, how this compares to TSU versus Jackson. Of course, I think my scores are definitely lower for here than they were for TSU versus Jackson. Actually, funny enough, TSU had the same score here that they had for TSU versus Jackson, despite having 2 extra rounds here. You know, you can feel the way that you want about the song selection, about whatever, but I think that my criticisms are pretty transparent regardless of course, I am a student of TSU, former Ocean, P5, etc. I can still look at this objectively, or, you know, try and remove as much bias as possible. Try to remove as much bias as possible with even the selection of the clip, listening to Human Jukebox, which had more air, which was it definitely sounded less clear than Ocean of Soul Media. Ocean of Soul Media just sounded farther for some reason. That's it for my takeaways on the battle. Let me know yours in the comment section. We'll be back either, I don't know when this video is going to come out, either tomorrow or tonight on Weekly Repertoire. So tap into that for more battles. Potentially the zero quarter. It wasn't that long of a zero quarter, but this is a very long video. So let me wrap it up. Appreciate y'all for watching. Have a good day. Peace and crank up.